SCP-5298 Krampusjaegar. Object Class Argus, formerly Keter. An Argus class SCP is an SCP whose containment is exclusively handled by an organization, not the SCP Foundation. Special Containment Procedures. As per Settlement 84-M reached with the Three Moons Initiative under November 14th, 2020, direct containment of any instance of SCP-5298 is not to take place under any circumstances. Containment and or the acquisition of additional information regarding locations or the exact number of extant SCP-5298 instances would constitute a breach of this agreement and carry the risk of a Thorn K-class extra-dimensional diplomatic breakdown scenario. As such, this document contains the maximum amount of information regarding SCP-5298 that the Foundation is permitted to access, unless emergency authorization has been given by the O5 Council. This document is not to be altered in any form. In addition, efforts to obfuscate SCP-5298's existence from the public are to be handled exclusively by the Three Moons Initiative without any further interference from the Foundation. Should SCP-5298's existence come into public knowledge through second or third-party error, Settlement 84-1M is rendered void. SCP-5298 will be reclassified as Keter, and the encrypted prior iteration of this document will be restored. Description: SCP-5298 is a remote-controlled military drone used by the Three Moons Initiative. An estimated SCP-5298 instances are currently operational. The full scope of their combat capabilities are not completely understood, but include a 5.7 by 28 mm machine guns hidden in the forearms, finger-mounted electroshock weapons hidden in the fingernails, and neurotoxin injecting barbs hidden in the teeth. Each individual SCP-5298 takes the appearance of a child between the ages of 5 and 13 years of age and maintains an individual assumed identity. As such, each drone uses civilian property purchased by the Three Moons agents as a staging area, staging up to 3 instances at a time, and handled by a one-man and one-woman team to act as parents. Said handlers are willing participants designated pre-mortem undercover contractors by the Initiative and have experience in such fields such as robotics, military technology, and method acting. SCP-5298 work undercover in private and public settings, engaging in as much aggressive and problematic behavior as possible. Conduct includes, but is not limited to, shoplifting, temper tantrums, vandalism, lying, bullying of other children, pulling fire alarms, and destruction of property. Due to their destructive capabilities, SCP-5298 will avoid direct physical violence towards civilians and more serious criminal activity. At nighttime, 5298 engages in their true purpose. Further information about 5298, including the targets of their extermination efforts, have been restricted by Settlement 84-M. Addendum: Foundation agents placed a hidden camera in the bedroom of one SCP-5298 instance in suburban Philadelphia. The following footage was recovered, leading to Settlement 84-M. Date: November 10th, 2020. Time: 1:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Begin log. SCP-5298 instance feigned sleep. A shadowy mass forms from under its bed, slowly rising. Nasty ickle Timmy Tim sitting in your gym jams. Mommy, I heard a rumor, you see. You said you weren't afraid of Sipmare, and you figured that meant you could be just as naughty as you pleased. Is that right? Who's there? A large, bloody potato sack materializes in Sipmare's right hand. A meat hook appears in the other. He looms over the 5298 instance. Don't you worry, Timmy Tims. I'll give you exactly what you did. SCP-5298 instance voice shifts to an adult male over a speaker. Its mouth does not move. Target acquired. Engaging. Excuse me? SCP-5298 grabs Redacted and electrocutes them. Redacted falls off the bed. The right forearm machine gun's barrel extends from the 5298 instance's palm and fires 4 shots into the Redacted's torso. Jesus fuck, what is wrong with you? 12 more shots. From the barrel indicates that Redacted has an insectoid appearance. Okay, for the record, this changes nothing. You are still a not SCP-5298 instance leaps from the bed and crushes Redacted's head, stomping apart the rest of the flesh. Target successfully eliminated. Consciousness forwarded to the Perdition Committee for interrogation. Father instance. Timmy, I swear to God, if you were playing with actual guns in here. Father instance, one of its handlers, enters the room and turns on the light. Blood, viscera, and chitin cover the floor. Oh. Thank Jalakara! Martha, they finally bagged one. Instance indicates hidden camera. Mr. Hamish, did you install that camera? No, sir. Analyzing. Foundation property. Espionage is an act of war and will be treated as such. We'll be in contact soon. SCP-5298 instance shoots the camera and the feed is cut. End log. Well, certainly a fun SCP. Krampusjaegar. Well, that's definitely going to be a concept. One I think I would find interesting. But it's interesting because it also leads to a different person of interest of, the Three Moons Initiative. If I remember correctly, it was James Henson, the man who can control puppets and drones from a long distance. But we'll learn more about him at a later time. Until then, sleep well and have a good rest of your night.